white flags outside your base by tomorrow at dawn, or you are dead!
Do you think you're enough to kill me, even unarmed, with iron armor? Do you really think you can take me?
I do.
If gods can bleed, gods can die.
It's not your time to die yet, Tommy.
It's never my time to die.
You know, if I die, this country goes down with me.
Look what you've done. How can you look at this and still you see yourself as a hero? Sending a message, Phil, sending a message.
For you guys to go in and replace one tyrant with another. Don't you see what's happening here? Don't you see history repeating itself?
My L'Manberg, Phil! My unfinished symphony, forever unfinished! If I can't have this, no one can, Phil!
I don't care. I have lost all care for anything
Really?
on the server.
Really?
The
So
only
if
thing
I
I care
burn
about
Spirit
is
right
it-
now, you
burn
wouldn't
Spirit
care?
right in front of me, right now!
You just wanted power. But the thing about this world, Tommy, is that good things don't happen to heroes.
I sowed the seeds of peace, and yet I'm the one who pays for war.
This is the last chance for Judas to reveal themselves. Who's a traitor?
If respect is the only thing protecting you from a knife in the back, respect is nothing, right?
I have a pickaxe, and I'll put it through your teeth!
Like, he describes me as a pawn. This is checkmate.
I went for the discs! Come on, the discs! The discs were worth more than you ever were!
Independence or death. If we get no revolution, then we want nothing. We would rather die than give in to you and join your SMP.
And I don't care how long it fucking takes me or what I have to do to get you, Techno. I'm going to fucking kill you.
You want to be a hero, Tommy? Then die like one!
This is the rise and fall of the DreamSMP.
We are embarking on a new journey here by... Oh, I just found iron.
Yeah, we're embarking on a new journey. We are starting a survival world that we're on. We're on 1.16, the newest snapshot.
This is what it started as, just a 1.16 survival world with George and Dream. Dream was obviously burnt out on content, and this was minimal effort. Who would have thought that this would lead into something so much bigger than they realized this day? They thought it was just going to be a filler stream. Who knows what it was going to result in? It's astonishing to me that it was just a regular world. They didn't even think about lore. They didn't think about bringing in any new members for a while instantly. They didn't think about what it would become. Right now, the DreamSMP was just any old Minecraft server. Just the people playing on it were Dream and George Not Found. The people, you know, the guys from Manhunt. They had to change. They had to change, right? It's astonishing the change that happened that turned, you know, just Dream and George playing Minecraft into the legendary DreamSMP. One day, they just brought in someone who changed it forever. That was Tommy in it.
Welcome to the VOD, boys! We are playing on Dream's SMP. 250 minus 250. I am in the Dream team. I'm in. I'm one of them now. You will see me in Minecraft Speedrunner versus Dick. And I will be the Speedrunner. And Sapnap will be the Dick.
Tommy provided something that, in my opinion, made this SMP energy. Dream was known for his 360 IQ plays in his Minecraft Manhunt series and his editing prowess to make anything seem extraordinary. However, Dream was not fit to and not known as a survival Minecraft player. He was simply the speedrunner, the godly, unholy man of a speedrunner. And Tommy was known for causing mischief, and that's something that SMPs rely on, a little bit of chaos in the mix, or else it just gets boring to watch. Why do you think Hermitcraft has lasted so long?
RT responded on Twitter. Oh yeah. Everyone unfollow? No one's ever unfollowed Tommy in it. I'm unfollowable.
But there is one man who transformed the DreamSMP into a monumentous method of storytelling. That man was Wilbur Soot.
Stop shooting me. Die. Don't shoot me. Just die. Die in front of me. Don't shoot me. Just die. Do not shoot me. Die. Die. Don't shoot me. Don't shoot me. Just die. Burn. Burn. Burn.
Oh my god! I told you, Wilbur. I told you. You're a man of. Look.
I'm an orator.
Wilbur did something that not many of the other SMP members have even done to this extent. He crafted himself a character and wrote an arc from start to finish. His character started off as, a drug dealer. And that grew and grew and grew into a man who was much like Walter White from Breaking Bad. He even foreshadows this in his first stream, titling it, "We're in the Empire Business." Much like what Walter White said in an episode of Breaking Bad.
Jesse, you asked me if I was in the meth business or the money business. Neither. I'm in the empire business.
Wilbur started off the man who wanted to make an empire, a business empire, and that was taken from him by Dream and his followers, and he was tired of these rules being impressed on him. He wanted to form a nation of his own where he and anyone who wanted could do what they wanted. He became the ruler of that country, but then it became less about the freedom and more about his own empire. He just wanted his own empire. And then when that empire was taken from him by an oppressor, he led the revolution to take it back. Turns out that dictator, being Schlatt, didn't really run his country very well, and everyone who stayed eventually left because he was shit. So they joined Wilbur and his small faction that eventually grew to a massive faction that all had one goal of taking Schlatt down. And then when that time come, they won the day. Wilbur stepped back. In a moment of weakness and pure greed, he thought about what kind of a hypocrite he was. He wouldn't allow himself to be a tyrant, but at the same time, his greed had already consumed him. Lemandwerg was his. His nation belonged to him, and nobody else was going to get to rule it. But by God, he wasn't going to rule over it as a dictator. He was going to let it die.
Well, it was never meant to be.
No! Yes! What the hell? What? What's happening? What? No! My face! Whoa! What just happened? Wait, where? Filza! Everything blew! Ah! Oh, it's still going. Oh my God! Guys? Stuff is still. Lemandwerg!
Manberg is gone.
Lemandwerg!
So good.
Turbo! What? Turbo! Stick with me. Stick close. Lemandwerg! What? It's gone. It's still going. It's still exploding.
Tommy! Why didn't you keep an eye on Wilbur?
Wilbur!
He's right there.
What just happened?
There was no reason to do that.
Now that was pretty emotional, wasn't it? Yeah, I bet it was. Since this event, in my personal opinion, I believe no storyline has been able to have an event this big and this well thought out narratively. This was the only event. This was the first event where somebody had actually died. They were not just, oh yeah, respawn, ya da 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 da. No, there were stakes, and those stakes were there. And all of these creators, keep in mind, they were a lot smaller than they are now. They're known for doing this, right? This is something they did, right? But now they're just known for being themselves and for being entertainers, which is why they're famous now. And it's harder for them to be able to match a moment on a scale like this because, one of them dies, it's like, it's content that they could have that they won't be there. So a large part of this DreamSMP was content. Wilbur actually took a hiatus from content after this event. He took a little bit of a break, so he didn't need it. And Schlatt really didn't give a fuck. So Schlatt died too. Yeah, Technoblade went and blew Lemanberg up a second time after, they put a hit out on him, but nobody died except Quackity, but he kept making content after that. So did it really even matter that he died? Technoblade had that whole pickaxe in the teeth moment, but Quackity was fine. It sent Quackity on an revenge arc that has since gone nowhere. I have seen no pinnacle conclusion of that arc. I've seen, we saw events of, a prison and Technoblade getting locked in there for 3 months because Quackity manipulated it and all that good stuff. But you don't really see an ending. You see what I'm getting at? Wilbur's arc had an ending. Schlatt's arc had an ending. We want to see where these characters end up. That's where we're watching. But why would we care if we know they're just going to be back the next week? You don't tune into every episode of a sitcom. It's okay if you miss one because, they're going to be back next week. It's fine. You miss one episode of Stranger Things, you got to do some catching up. You skip an episode of Breaking Bad, you got to do some catching up. You see what I'm getting at? That's why the server is irrelevant now, because it's just a useless content scheme. And you can tell the creators are bored of it. Yeah, they're just bored of it. I mean, bored enough not to bother to get on every day. Yeah, they have new members, and it's they keep bringing in new members, but they're not making any lore. Nobody's dying. It's just a community, so that way, they have chemistry built up for MCC. Dream himself hasn't streamed on there in over a year. And what makes me the most sad is that we're probably never going to see an actual climactic, resolved conclusion to the story. It hurts because that SMP had a good story going on that everybody was invested in, and then it was sort of just mopped over and brushed over like it was nothing. It was sort of just oh yeah, this person's doing stuff, now this person's doing stuff. But there was no clear goal, there was no clear ending they had in sight. which is why in the earlier days it worked, as opposed to the later days where it was sort of just like, just people, I guess, having a plot point that nobody cares. It's like, why have this plot point? Nobody knows. It's become juggled, and it's just sad that they were dominating the Twitch view charts for a long time. Every time putting DreamSMP in the title was like guaranteeing you'd get famous. Several other creators have allowed themselves to rise up because of their takes on the DreamSMP. Evan MC Gaming, Ashwag, Kyan SG, just to name a few. And it's sad.
It was sad. Sad to see the rise and fall of the DreamSMP. I'm out of context, Elliot, signing off.